Excuse me, do you know Amberlynn Reid? See, I knew you knew her. You've been watching what happened with her? You know Amberlynn Reid, sir. Will you help her be a court reporter? Only one-time fee of her not doing her work. You watch YouTube? Hi, everyone. Today's video, we're talking about Amber Reid's Instagram stories in which she is upset that she was fired from YouTube temporarily, of course, and is blaming yet again, the people that watch her, and just everything is everybody else's fault but her own. It's a wonderful time to be alive, girls. Feel like a girl of 2021 again. Also, Chantal Marie, Everyday Miriam, has gotten herself into quite a situation. She has revealed her apartment. She did this whole big situation type deal. She was told extensively how to live stream, and she's not. And also, she's decided to dump Pete's, her long-suffering bestie, yet again. Well, true stunning turn of events, girls. So we're going to get into all the drama, but have you ever asked yourself, why should Amber Reid be the only one using and buying washcloths this holiday season? Get yourself some washcloths. Get your washcloths here. This is my affiliate link to get a washcloth this holiday season. The product will pop up in the video. You ever truly asked yourself, how can I get a washcloth online this holiday season? Well, now you can. That's my game show host voice. Only available for the duration of December. Then it's being retired until next holiday season because it was not highly requested. We're up to 15 people enjoying the game show host voice out of 162,000 people. There you go. Perhaps a failure on my part, but anyways.
Just keeps getting funnier every time I say it.
Well, go get yourself a washcloth and be happy. All right, so we're going to get into all the drama. Everything I'm saying just for entertainment purposes only. Please don't take anything I say seriously. I'm just telling you what I think. My opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please don't go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, disparaging comments. Please don't do that. Entertainment washcloths. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Entertainment purposes only. So for some time now, ever since she had temporarily been let go by YouTube, she can come back in February. If she does everything correctly and plays by the rules, she can come back in February. But ever since this has happened to Amber, she has extensively shared content on her Instagram that is stating that she was chased off the internet, that she's done nothing wrong in the situation, that basically she only temporarily, and I stress the temporarily part, only lost her job because people reported her, right? And so basically she's been sharing content saying and highly implying that she has done nothing wrong, which is, of course, sad that after all this time, you have not learned what reality really was. And the real problem for her that I see, with her continuously having a mind frame and being in the state of mind that she's done nothing wrong, and how she has privated those videos of hers instead of deleting them, this leads me to think that she will not get her monetization back. Now, I believe that she can definitely get her monetization back and she can come back to work here. But see, how you view things will determine how things go a lot of the times. She hasn't deleted the videos, right? The videos are privated. YouTube clearly wants you to delete the offending content permanently before you reapply. And it's obvious as of now, she hasn't made the decision to fully let go of the fact that, and acknowledge, Amber, you made the mistakes. No matter how many times that people reported you, if you didn't break the rules, your content would not be taken down. It's so wild to me that she still has not learned this. So we're going to talk about this more. But I'm just going to show you some of the things that she has posted on the internet. And all of this is about how she was chased off the internet. None of it is acknowledging her mistakes, because I'm sure lots of people have posted stories saying Amber is to blame, saying stuff that just didn't happen. It did not happen this way. So somebody says, congratulations, y'all. Just chase somebody off the internet for the sake of starting rumors online. What a shame. Hectic Amby didn't deserve this. She wasn't trying to hurt anyone, let alone on purpose. Hope you're all happy now. Amber reposted this. You could see that Amber literally, as Amberlynn Reid would say, reposted this. So here's my thing. She was not chased off the internet. People are reported on this platform every day, just like on all platforms. Also, like, you don't have to look at YouTube. Pretend that you're in an office and a coworker of yours reports you for doing something. There's going to be an investigation, or if there isn't, your boss is going to try to look in if you actually did this. Look, I'm not saying that unfair incidents don't happen. Sometimes you're reported for something you didn't do and you get in trouble. Yes, I'll acknowledge that. But in general, if you never do what you're being reported on YouTube, it's irrelevant. YouTube took a look at the videos that were marked as, for review, and they said the entire channel of Amberlynn Reid posts content that's not within the terms of service. What a wild surprise. I could have told you that, and I did tell you that for years. I constantly said, hey, Amber, you're making content that's against the TOS. I highly suggest you stop making this type of content. And I've said this before, that she has to delete it. She wouldn't do neither. This is a vocabulary channel. She continuously told us that she was not breaching the terms of service. How could you have said this, Amber, when YouTube would take down routinely, at the very least, 2 videos a year? When YouTube takes down your video and doesn't bring it back and will not reverse their decision, what they're telling you is you messed up. You actually got a warning. Do not do it again. She saw all that. She saw her warning. By the way, she's not going to tell you this. When she had those videos taken down, and she acknowledged herself on her own channel that she got these videos taken down this past year, and, she has had that happen to her years and years before. Every year she had 1 or 2 videos taken down. That's serious. When she acknowledged that they were taken down, she's not going to say this to you, but she was giving a warning. And what that warning is that you cannot do this again. If you do this again, you're going to be in trouble. That's what YouTube tells you. And she ignored it. So what I don't understand is, how was this woman chased off the internet by rumors when this woman continuously broke the terms of service of her job? When she was reported, her job looked at her whole channel, started looking at her videos, and said, wow, we didn't even notice Amberlynn Reid had been posting content for years that has been against the terms of service. By the way, this idea that it's just Amber is silly. There's another YouTuber, Quirky Rose, who has just also been temporarily let go from YouTube for the same reason. And this will continue to happen to people that break YouTube's terms of service. Please do not talk all at once, sir. Again, there's no gratitude from Amber's side to say, wow, they could have deleted my whole channel, but they're letting me reapply in February. By the way, I keep talking about this. She's lucky that her channel is still up. That's because a lot of the times, you can Google this if you don't believe me, I've seen it happen tons of times. A lot of the times when YouTube finds that you make content that is against the terms of service, to the point of where you egregiously broke the terms of service, they will delete your channel, and usually they won't bring it back. Remember Foodie Beauty? Remember how they permanently deleted her channel? Yes, they brought it back. It is just simply not true that Amber was chased off the internet due to rumors. First of all, the majority of the stuff was being said about Amber. And see, like, this statement is manipulative that Amber's posting. Amber's trying to manipulate the narrative, muddy the waters. There's 2 things going on. There's Amber complaining about having rumors started about her on the internet, which is not true, and Amber breaking the terms of service. There are 2 different things. Amber did 100% break the terms of service for the entirety of the time that she was making YouTube videos, because as I said before, she had so many videos on different topics, not the topic that she was taken down for, but so many different topics that this woman broke the terms of service. So if they weren't going to get you on what you were doing, why you were, temporarily fired, they were going to get you on another. But for years, I know that I started saying, I would say like from 22, hey, these videos are not allowed. Just read the rules. And she would just ignore me. So there's one thing happening. So let's just be very clear. Amberlynn Reid broke the terms of service, and that is why she was removed off of YouTube. Not due to rumors, not due to chasing people off, none of that. Second part of this is, are people spreading rumors about Amber? In my experience of making videos about Girl World, I would say that 99% at this point, I used to say I'd say like 90%, 95%. Almost every single thing that people said about Amber and even Chantal ended up being true. Because what people don't see, like people like Amber and Chantal, they don't know about this. When you present yourself on the internet, people can feel and understand things about you based on your previous actions. And so Chantal just doesn't understand this, and neither does Amber. So, no, Amberlynn Reid was not chased off the internet due to rumors. That's not how YouTube works. YouTube doesn't care about rumors. YouTube will take a look at the content that you post. If it's not against the TOS, they'll leave it. Okay. We have Amberlynn repeating this again on Instagram. Here's Amber sharing the same exact sentiment somebody posted, and this was just like the other day. So somebody had posted their top YouTube channels that they watched because YouTube did this thing in review, and Amber was their third channel, and this is what the person posted. Would have been number one if she wasn't chased off the internet. First of all, I gotta ask, Amber, are you posting like from your other Instagram accounts, your other YouTube accounts that watch you, your favorite person, so much? This is just a question, but let's just give her the benefit of the doubt for the sake of this argument and say that, okay, so let me ask you something. How is it possible that everyone that supports her believes that she was chased off the internet, and that's me using a nice word, rather than Amberlynn Reid breaking the terms of service and people at YouTube that are looking at her channel agreeing with that and taking a look? Look, you have to understand something. She has had so many years where she was able to earn money on offending content that's just not allowed on this platform. And, it's not just her. Other people break the rules, and it's just a matter of time, until they get in the same situation. But I know that, like, whenever I make these type of videos, people always ask, like, why is it that people that support Amber actually like feel this way? Well, maybe they relate to her and they're similar to her, right? And she's their favorite YouTuber. And also, here's the thing. If you only listen to Amber's version of events and you don't want to think about anything else, and you don't watch reaction channels and you don't do independent research, then this is why I've always said that a certain amount of people that follow Amber believe everything that she is saying. This is great. So for those of you believing that Amber Reid is somehow a changed girl or she's leaving the internet, so she has continuously posted asking people to go on her Instagram to go buy cameos from her. Again, maybe Amber really does believe that she can sustain herself doing cameos. Maybe she can. Is your paycheck exactly the same or similar to the one that you got from YouTube? Wonderful. Then, of course, our girl is still the same girly. So she posted, I'm below this other person. Thank you guys so much for the support. Currently fulfilling cameos right now, so send me your request. So she thinks it's a big deal that she is below that person right there. Okay, well, okay, wonderful. I'm so happy for you that you are, doing so well on Cameo. I'm reminded of a sonnet by Anne Boleyn Shakespeare. It was just recently where she was like, I'm in the top 10, and she was not in the top 10 on Cameo at all. And it ended up that it was called manipulation of language and her furthering the narrative that she's the most popular girl in school. Of course, my favorite YouTuber, Amberlynn Reid, is the most popular girl in school on Cameo because it ended up that she just was like getting points on Cameo instead of being in the top 10 for the whole website. Interesting how you didn't say that. And then we have this. This is fantastic. Somebody had asked her on Instagram, I just didn't get to this, to post her last pic from her camera roll, and Amber posted this. Okay. Okay. Time Amber assume her role as editor-in-chief. Somebody said this in my comment section. It was brilliant. And this definitely could have never, ever, ever happened in magazine, because you definitely subscribe to it. And it's time that you take over the magazine, I believe. This definitely could never possibly ever happen in Life magazine. This is in reference to everything that you post on your social media. Here's the thing, Amber, until you start taking responsibility, and it's mainly in reference to you saying that you were chased off the internet, okay? You were not chased off the internet. You willfully made decisions for years on end to continue to make content that was against the TOS. And I will say this, it's very possible that when you admit fault, you may have like a whole new career on YouTube, but time will tell. Okay, before we get to Foodie Beauty's drama, I just wanted to talk about a small topic here. So people have asked, why are different girls getting, losing their jobs, but Foodie Beauty is still monetized? So I've said this before many times about when Foodie Beauty had her channel deleted and then it was brought back. It does happen sometimes, but it's not often that this happens. So here's the reason that I think that she has still been able to keep her job on YouTube. I think that she knows somebody on YouTube. And I've got to say, no one's going to believe me. So I'm ready for that, typical, where people don't believe anything I say. And then in this situation, it'll never be proven, because the thing is, if she does know somebody on YouTube, there is no way in the world that she's ever going to tell you. I mean, what we're about to talk about is proof that she even lied to you about the apartment that she lived at in Canada, and she lied about like everything about her like new place in Canada, which she didn't need to. She didn't even need to say anything, but she chose to lie. And now it's been proven a lie for the billionth time. Girls lie. So I just think that the fact that she can continuously break the terms of service, Foodie Beauty, and Chantal continuously does this. She breaks the terms of service and continues to keep her job. It's got to be something. She's not lucky. I'm sure she'll tell you that she's not breaking the terms of service. She is. And it's blatant. It's in your face. And she actually keeps having videos taken down and then they're put back up. So yeah, okay, right. Let's move on to Foodie Beauty. So in a truly stunning turn of events, I think we need to have a moment of silence for the stunning, truly surprising moment to set in. Foodie Beauty has doxed herself for the second time. Yes, she has doxed herself for the second time. Let's have a moment of silence. Oh, never mind. It never happened because nobody here is surprised. All right. So the last time that she did this, where she showed where she lived when she ran to Canada from Kuwait, and she was living in Canada temporarily, and she showed where she lived, I had said, the next time that you start living in Canada, the next time would be right now, what you need to do is not show yourself at all. Just speak the way that like I'm speaking right now, where there's a still and you hear my voice, or you're consuming this video without seeing me, okay? Or she needs to get rid of the camera function. She can't do that on the phone that she was filming on, but she definitely can do that from a laptop. She can buy some type of laptop or some type of a computer without a camera. Has she done anything that I said? No. This is due to pure laziness. Like, if you're really looking for my opinion, it's due to pure laziness. So what's going on in her situation is very, very simple. This woman puts in so little effort into anything that she does, that as much as she doesn't want to be doxxed and just does not want to give out her location, she just can't stop herself from doing whatever she wants. So here's what happened. She was live streaming. Somebody asked her a question, and she, I guess, like, did something with her phone, and the phone flipped upside down and it showed her window, all the businesses outside of it. So people already have found out where she lives. Now, the only interesting part about this is this. They have found out that she lives in an incredibly nice building. You're probably wondering, why is this interesting? Foodie Beauty has extensively said that she lives in some kind of a not favored area of hers, in some type of area that is terrible. She has continuously said this, and where everything is super, super bad. Now, I'm sure the thought deep, deep, deep in your mind right now is, why would somebody lie about living in a bad building, or a building that is, just like terrible and in a area that's like maybe not really great for her, why would somebody like lie about something like that, right? Like, why would somebody say, I live in this terrible building, terrible everything? Why would someone lie about living in a terrible situation when they're living in an affluent, amazing situation? I'm so glad you didn't ask that question. Here's not the answer. The answer is because how else is she supposed to get donations in the future when she goes back to Syria to see her fake husband, who has clearly cheated on her numerous times and is just not that into her? How else will she get donations for moving to another area? The point is, she wants you to believe that she has no money, that she's living in the worst of the worst of buildings, in the worst of the worst of apartments, because she still wants you to donate to her when she asks you. If the audience found out that she was living in a really nice building that was very affluent and the rent was like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, people would be less likely to give her donations in the future because they would understand that she must have the money to afford living there. And that is how the audience found out that Foodie Beauty has been lying yet again. It's just too bad. As somebody, the other day, somebody said, why couldn't Amberlynn be the editor-in-chief of this clearly never happened magazine? And my question is, why can't Foodie Beauty be the president and the maker of this has never, ever, ever, and will never happen magazine? Okay. So blatantly lying about the state of her living situation, obviously, in order to get money later. Okay. So now that she has given out her location inadvertently because she listened to nothing that I said, hey, don't show yourself the next time that you stream. Don't show anything. Get rid of any cameras on your devices, like get a laptop or a computer without a camera. Has not listened to anything I said. So now that she's given out where she's living, what's happening is more than likely they're going to contact her. Like people are going to contact her landlord, her building manager. I really don't suggest doing that. I think that is very unusual behavior and just pointless to do, because here's the thing. If she's not comfortable in Canada, she's just going to clearly run back to Syria and be with her husband, and the content is going to be like bad. So just think of the content. And if you don't want to, my advice is don't do it, because it's such a waste of time. But people, I'm sure, already have done this and they will do this in the future. You know what I'm trying to say? So can't stop the train once it leaves the station, right, Chantal? This is a literary channel. Sometimes it's a math channel. Chantal, how could you be this reckless for the second time? She's already done this. Why is it so important for these girls to show off? Like, why not just record like I'm recording right now, and you can't really consume the video in any other way than consuming my voice and hearing my voice and interacting with my voice? I just, honestly, I don't know. But you did this to yourself. Let's move on to Pete's. So Pete, her former ex-boyfriend, long-suffering best friend who has done everything for her, went into debt for her, whatever, he was going to move in. And it was like, it's obvious from her demeanor that she blatantly lied to her audience when she said she's never going back to Syria. So all the people that gave her donations to live in Canada permanently, you donated to her whims. She's going back to Syria as sure as I have a Kermit, okay? So she basically said that Pete said, let's call the movers for me to move into your house, Chantal. And she said, if I can be in Canada for 6 months to a year and I'm stable and like I know what I want and I'm not leaving anywhere, then yes, we should move in together now, because otherwise it's not fair to Pete's. And the audacity to say that her and Pete's decided this when it was clearly just her decision. Here's the thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with this decision. And that's a very rarity for me to say. The issue is that it's good that she's not moving in with Pete's, because it's obvious based on what she's saying that she is going to go back to Syria and move in with her husband, Salah, okay? Her fake husband, her ex-husband, her guy that's not just into her at all. Basically, she's like, oh, it's not even Salah. What if I want to be with somebody else? It's really unusual to build your life around a relationship that you don't currently have. You're a single woman, as far as we know. Why can't you just be that? I think a lot of people have a problem in life. It's not just Chantal. It's really difficult to be who you are sometimes. That's it. People are afraid to be who they are. Be who you are today. Who cares how you might change tomorrow and in 20 years and 17 Kermits from now? So basically, Chantal cannot deal and face the facts that she is a single woman right now. She thinks that's going to change, and that's why she doesn't want to disrupt Pete's. And I agree with her. I think she should never live with Pete's ever again, because at some point she's not happy like right now the way that she is. She is only okay when she's in a relationship. The problem is she gets into bad relationships, so she's never okay. The problem is she never learned how to be alone and enjoy her own company, so that's why she's not okay. Number one important thing you could learn in life is how to be by yourself. If you can be alone, you can do anything. Remember that, okay? If you can be alone, if you know how to be alone, like anything is possible for you. My point here is this, okay? So it's a good thing that Pete is not moving in, because she was just going to disrupt his life. It's sad that you let him on and told him extensively, oh yes, you're going to move in, when you know you're going back to Salah. So it's a fantastic thing that she's not moving in with Pete. He deserves to be happy and without you. Unfortunately, you'll never let him go. As far as an update on her husband, Salah, she basically said that the things that he doesn't like about her are things that she has to change anyways. Chantal, I hope this helps for the billionth time. He's just not that into you. And then she's like, oh, like, if it's decided that, we should be together, we'll be together. Okay, Chantal, if you really want to be with a person that has extensively cheated on you, doesn't love you, and doesn't care about you, then you get what you deserve. You know what? You get what you deserve. So, big update on Foodie Beauty. She has learned absolutely nothing from the past, doxed herself again, rinse, lather, repeat. Here we are. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found something fun about it. If not, come back tomorrow. You'll be disappointed as well. Thanks for nothing. Anyways, check out this other video that's popping up here in a similar topic. Let me know your thoughts and comments and questions in the comments down below. And thank you so much for spending some of your time with me. And I will see you next time. Bye.